Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skyazrael.com for life coaching and mentoring. It's Sunday. You know what we're going to do. The study group for warriors. Let's get into it. I got a lot to talk about. I got all kinds of points from my weekly studies that I want to go over with you guys, share with you guys, and see if we can figure out how to tie it all together in a message. You may notice a theme. I had a stray cat on my roof this morning. That's got to mean something, huh? Anybody out there into witchcraft? Any weirdos out there that read into symbolism? The fuck does a stray cat on your roof mean? And it was a mean cat too. I was like, how am I going to get this motherfucker down? He's up there crying, hissing at me. I finally got close enough to him and I grabbed him by the back of the neck. As soon as I grabbed him, that motherfucker went limp. So I was glad he didn't scratch me, but when I let him down off that ladder, he took off. So that was how I woke up. Let's get into this. Are you keeping yourself in incarceration? Are you keeping yourself in a cage? Holding yourself back from leveling up? A lot of people do that. I've done that. You might be doing that right now. Like that song, Soundgarden, I guess that's who it was. Break out of that rusted cage. It's a cage that we've created for ourselves. A cage within our mind. We like to blame the world for our lack of success. Why you didn't get what you should have got, what you felt like you should have got. Why aren't you where you're supposed to be, where you think you're supposed to be? The hardest thing for people to hear is that you've done this to yourself. We can look out of those bars and be angry at the free people out there. I'm stuck in here, motherfucker. You don't know what it's like being in here. But you put yourself in there. Those bars, you made those bars. You made the prison and then put yourself in it. Some people don't get it. Let's move on. You might get it. This is just a simple statement. Let the lion roar. You have a lion in you. Each one of you has a lion within you. Let that lion roar. You ever hear the roar of a lion, like in real life? It's an interesting sound. It's not like on TV. I mean, it sounds similar, I guess, but it triggers something in all the animals, every creature that can hear it. Even humans. You hear a lion's roar out in the wild. I've been to Africa. That's a language that you understand. Humans are unique because we're both predators and prey. A lot of you motherfuckers forgot that you're a predator. Let that lion roar. This is a hard question. I'm still pondering this one. Let's see if we can answer it. What do you trust more? Instinct or experience? What do you trust more, your instincts or your experience? I mean, it's good to have both and to use both tools. It's like a double-edged sword. On one side is your experience, on the other side is your instinct, and you wield that weapon to slash through the world. But what do you trust more is the question. I think a lot of people trust their experience more because that feels more tangible sometimes. I've been through this. I know what lesson I learned through that experience, and I'm going to use that knowledge to move on. That sounds Pretty logical. That sounds pretty normal. And for basic shit, that does work. I got burned by fire once, and now I know not to put my fucking hand in a fire. It's experience. I'm learning from experience. But even a creature that's never touched fire has an instinct of its danger, of its power. Many times our experiences, the lesson that we learned from certain events, were only lessons that needed to apply to that specific scenario in that time and space. Not all lessons that we go on with, not all of our experience should go on into the future as wisdom. We need to hone our instincts. A great warrior has incredible instincts. Instincts are less tangible. Instinct is that connection to God. Instinct is almost like magic. Some motherfuckers that have really good instincts, it's like you're around a magician, a wizard. I think I trust my instincts more than I trust my experience, because sometimes my experiences have been fucked up. My instincts are never wrong, but sometimes my experience is wrong, where I'm like, oh, well, that's how I thought I was supposed to handle it because that's the way I handled it in the past. You force me to pick between instinct and experience, I'll pick instinct every fucking time. Like an animal. Like a predator should. Here's a question for you. A couple questions. Are you embarrassed by success? You can take that in a couple ways. I've known motherfuckers that are successful that are embarrassed by their own success. And I'm not telling you need to become a pimp and flaunt your wealth or your success in front of people, but some people don't really feel like they deserve what they have. They don't deserve their birthright, their greatness. But there's another way of looking at this also, where you could be embarrassed by success, where the idea of success makes you shameful. I can relate to that a little bit more than the first way to put it, because I know what it's like to be unsuccessful. Oh, do I? In all areas. Unsuccessful in love, unsuccessful with money. I know what it's like to be unsuccessful. And to become bitter of people who are successful. Not just jealous. I mean, there's part of it. But angry. Angry at someone else's greatness, at what someone else has accomplished. Being a hater. So tell yourself, you deserve greatness. Tell yourself that every goddamn day. You deserve greatness. Tell yourself this. Change that mindset. Let's move on to the next one. Some people get it, some people don't. Hope I can get through all these. I still got a lot to talk about. Here goes a statement that I tell myself. No matter what happens, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. No matter what happens, you won't find me back on the block. No matter what happens. No matter what happens, you won't find me back with those motherfuckers. You won't find me with them. No matter what happens, you won't find me back with her. Fuck that bitch. That shit's over. I cut that cord. You won't find me back with her this time. Motherfuckers roll their eyes and say, yeah, well, we know you. Nuh-uh. You don't know me no more. I'm not going back this time. You know, I'm more afraid of the past than I am of the future. Some people have it the other way, where they're more afraid of the future than they are of the past, because they already been through the past and they survived the past. But my past was hard. My past was torture. My past was prison. My past was at the bottom, below the bottom. And I'm not going back to that. I'll die before I go back to that. This one's going to be a little difficult for you to understand. You just have to bear with me. We're going to talk a little bit about some religious stuff. It is Sunday. This is Old Testament. Here's a statement, and then let's hash it out. Thy name shall no more be Jacob. Thy name shall no more be Jacob. Jacob in the Bible was a brother of Esau. They were twins. I forget the mother's name. Esau was born first. Jacob comes out of the womb holding on to Esau's ankle. Jacob was born second. Jacob means trickster, basically. That's what the name means. But thy name shall no more be Jacob. You're not what they call you. They might have called you stupid. You're not stupid. Oh, they've called me stupid. Teachers, parents, kids, everybody called me stupid. You're not what they call you. They might have called you weak. You're not what they called you. They might have called you deceitful. Don't trust that motherfucker. You're not what they called you. You're not that. Thy name shall no more be Jacob. Remember that lion inside of you. You're a lion. That's who you are. Never forget it. Let's talk about birthright. We got time for this? I still got a couple more. I want to go through this. You've heard the saying, the last shall be first. The last shall be first. What does that mean? Talk about birthright. Jacob was born second. Esau was born first. Usually, the firstborn is the chosen one. The firstborn, the oldest son, carries on the family name. The oldest son gets the inheritance. The oldest son is blessed. The oldest son has the blessing. But that's not the way it was with Jacob. Jacob got the blessing because Jacob fought for it. The birthright was flipped. The last shall be first. Nobody ever expected me to be where I'm at right now. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm a fish out of water. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be doing this on this channel, spitting game to you. I'm not supposed to be doing none of this shit. At least in my mind. I'm supposed to be at the bottom where I started. I'm supposed to be that piece of shit that everybody told me I was. The world won't be left to the ones who had it easy. This world will be left to the ones that were at the bottom with me, who had to struggle and fight to get their greatness. Your time is coming. Let's try to get through this last one. Hopefully the phone doesn't shut off. You motherfuckers need to honor your oath. Are you honoring your oath? Oh, you don't know what oath? You begged, you promised, you pleaded, you sat there at your lowest point saying, please, please, get me out of this, Lord. If you could just get me out of this, oh man, please, please. Where the fuck is your end of the bargain? What happened? Look at you now. Where are all those fucking promises that you made? Did you give up on them? God did his part. Where's your part? This oath is for life. Have a good day, Sunday.